Hi Jackie, well thank you very much for providing, I think this is called Welsh sunshine,
It is
isn't
Welsh
it?
sunshine, it's
Not
unusual.
Not that I could say that, I don't know what happened with that. Listen, welcome home. I feel like I am coming home actually, because it's lovely in here. And your sign says it all, doesn't it?
The Stumpy Quilter,
The Stumpy Quilter.
I am Stumpy.
You are. Well, that describes both of us actually. Fabricologist and quiltaholic, you are self-named.
Yes, my husband. It is.
Yes, patchwork quilting, long arm, piecing your dream one block at a time.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's take a little bit further of a look. There's some lovely little signs and things up here to inspire people.
In my new little studio that we've put together in the last few weeks.
Oh, it's beautiful. So if we come into here, this is your main studio and workspace.
Yep.
Full of fabrics and inspiration and sewing machines and Stumpy.
Stumpy the Amara.
Stumpy the Amara, which Pete has just serviced for you.
He has. And it's beautiful to have it all up and running and working and ready to go.
So we've got a lovely outlook and a very peaceful spot.
Yes.
So tell me a bit about Stumpy Quilter and what you're doing with this, your new enterprise.
New enterprise. Well, we started in Hertfordshire with a plan that it was all about me quilting, nothing else. I'm an ex-paper crafter, but patchwork is making interesting things with fabric, so it's very similar.
Yeah.
I love creating things with colour and shape, so that's how quilting. I've only been sewing 3 to 4 years, so I hadn't picked a sewing machine up before then.
Which is, can I just say, it's quite hard to believe when you see what you've accumulated in 3 to 4 years.
It was a very fast journey.
This is when we say long arm learning curve, yours is quite stratospheric.
Yes, so I guess it was from a little tiny brother sewing machine through to the Jukis and the Genomis and to my Amara today. So it was quite quick.
Yeah,
but it's been a fabulous journey. But it's an interesting, because as much as I love making things and giving them away, and I sell quite a bit as well, it's been nice to find some way of sharing it, which is what we started in Hertfordshire and was the plan when we finally got to rural Wales, and now we're in this beautiful part of Carmarthenshire.
Yes.
And what we found was we're a very sociable bunch, quilters.
We are.
And this, having a long arm isn't necessarily in everyone's budget or in everyone's plan. And what I found was there was a lot of people out there that had patchwork ready to be finished, but didn't want to send it away necessarily for quilting elsewhere because they couldn't quite see what they were going to get and the shades of thread and patterns. So we invested in a lot of pantographs, and I started having some friends along. And from there, it grew into a quilting experience.
Right.
So we have a very sociable day now together with one-to-one, no rules, no experience necessary. People come along with their quilts of all shapes and sizes, and we practice on a practice piece to start, whether it's their first time, and then over coffee, lunch, and a very enjoyable, chatty day where we put the world to rights. Listen to the birds, sit and have coffee by the stream, you know, all this sort of thing. But we help them to pantograph their own quilt, so it's their own finished item. And they get also, which is really nice, a chance to have a go at the machine. And I've got a lot of repeat clients, and some of those are now edging into, well, actually this is right for me, and will eventually be a Handi Quilter owner themselves, which is really nice way in as well.
It is.
And it's just, we've now got the right location. So we're in a very beautiful rural part of Wales with the beach like 15 to 20 minutes away, and some very nice fabric shops, as you know, because you've been to visit some, and also the quilt museum. So we're really well centred for lots of things. So we've got people coming to see us for the day. We've also got people coming maybe for a weekend, and some are coming for a week to stay in local accommodation and come to us as part of their holiday. So bringing a quilt, 2 quilts.
Yeah, that's making it quite a sort of destination holiday place. Yeah. So they're coming to you for the quilting, and then they can visit the quilt museum and Calico Kate. And there's the other places
as well. And they can go to the beach. There's lots to see around here. And as I say, we're in the heart of the sort of the rural countryside here, so it's quite lovely and peaceful. But it makes a very nice holiday with a little tweak of quilting in the middle. It
does. I love the fact that you can say, no experience necessary, because you're with people the whole time that you're doing this. This is quite a different approach.
Don't have to worry about anything. We do. We have a cup of coffee while we start about the day, or a cup of tea and a biscuit, and then we begin the day with I load a nice practice piece. We talk about patterns and things. I take care of all the technicalities of the machine, so I do all the tension and setting up, and I've got a huge array of glide thread.
I've seen that. Yeah, I've taken some photos.
Growing by the day. You know, and we talk about, and then they get a chance to practice, and they can practice 2 or 3, maybe more pantographs, get used to the machine, get used to the pattern, and when they're happy, they sit and have another cup of coffee, tea, biscuit, whatever lunch, and then I load everything, and literally they stand one side of the machine and do it, and I stand this and walk through it with them, and they come out with, you know, their own finished piece from start to finish.
So they've finished their own quilt, they've discussed with you the design for that quilt, they've picked their thread, you've taken them through all the technical stuff, they've not had to worry about that themselves. I mean, it's taking all that concern about all the elements that people might be worried about.
Turns it into a really enjoyable and fun day.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, lots of laughter and chatting about the world while we're doing it. Yeah. But there's no fear. I think that's the joy. You know, I have a lot of people say, "Well, I've never done anything like it." Don't worry.
No.
If you've got a quilt top, I'll get you through the next day. I can get you, and we'll have fun doing it. Yeah. And you'll come out with it finished, and it's your work.
Fantastic.
Start to finish, which I think is lovely.
It is.
It's great.
I love some of the rules of quilting. I'm just going to tell people, what the rules of quilting are that are on Jackie's wall here. Don't bleed on the quilt. Measure twice, cut once. It's not a mistake. It's a creative opportunity. There are no quilt police. Of course there are no quilt police. And rules, there are rules.
That's
I like that.
Absolutely essential.
Absolutely.
Quilting is about having fun.
Yes.
And I'm really strong. Pete's looking at a piece now. I have got pieces here that were my very first attempt on a long arm. So people can actually come in and realise, you know, oh, that's not perfection. No, it's not. That reminds me of the journey that we're all taking.
Yes.
And that's why it doesn't matter if you don't have experience.
No.
I'll help you through it. You know, we're all on this, and I'm still on a very long journey of learning. Yeah. But that's the joy of it.
That's it. We learn with every quilt.
Absolutely.
I think we learn with every quilt we do. Well, listen, I wish you all the best with this venture that that you have here, because I can see the potential for it, and I can see how much fun there is. Because Pete and I have spent the morning with you, now into lunch, and going into early afternoon, and there's been a lot of laughter already. And we've not even started quilting. So you know, I know that they'll have a fantastic time with you here, and I'm sure that you'll introduce many people into long arm quilting, and give them a lot of confidence along the way. So it's absolutely wonderful. So in terms of people finding out about you, just tell me.
So you can find us on Facebook. I'm at the Stumpy Quilter on Facebook, or you can follow me on Instagram, same, the Stumpy Quilter. I also have a website that I'm working out at the moment, but it's there, www.thestumpyquilter.co.uk. All my details are on there to contact me and get in touch, and we'll talk about having a quilting experience that you really will enjoy and have a lot of fun doing.
Brilliant.
It's an enjoyable session.
It is. Okay, that was lovely. Thank you very much. And from the chiff chaffs of Wales, we can just hear the birds in the background. It's just by a lovely stream as well, and we've got the door open today because it's so beautiful. All right, well, listen, happy quilting and enjoy whatever you're doing. And if you have a chance and you've got a quilt that's ready to be quilted and you fancy coming here, then contact the Stumpy Quilter. Thanks then.
Thank you.